Hello there. Good to see you again. So I want to talk about something interesting or very important is what questions to ask your doctor, your AFib doctor especially, that's going to treat your AFib or let's say your first consultation with your doctor. What are you going to ask him? But the other thing is also that we sometimes forget is they are going to ask you some questions. So some of the questions, I'm just going to read it of a list that I have here. And some of the questions, heart history, how did the symptoms start? Do you have a regular pulse rate? What's your highest, lowest pulse rate? How long has it been like that? How long have you been in AFib? Or how long does the AFib last? And also the list of medications, chronic, acute medications. Uh, Maybe the doctor can ask you, does the AFib when you're drinking coffee or just after coffee? Does the AFib maybe occur after alcohol intake? Um, does AFib and what does the AFib feel like? Because that's a difficult thing to explain in words. Some people say it's like a flopping fish inside your chest that your heart is doing. So just think about that. The few questions that your doctor may ask you when you go to him, maybe for your first consultation or even your second or third, so that you can think about those questions. Because sometimes when you sit there, you're sort of distracted. You wonder what's going to happen to you and what they're going to say, what will happen. But in order for the doctor to help you, you must have, let's say, some information for him. And sometimes on the spot while you're sitting there, it's difficult to think, well, this is what my mother had this, or I have this condition, or did I drink something, or does it usually occur after coffee or whatever? So just think about those questions. There's a possibility that he can ask you those questions. And then, actually, the other important thing is what questions do you want to ask him? Because that's where the thing gets difficult because you only have a few minutes. It depends how your visit works. Maybe you go into the cardiologist and he checks you all. With me, what happens is I go in and then the tech, we call it the technologist does the cardiologist technologist does an echo and maybe does a stress ECG or just a normal ECG. Then I go outside and then I go back to the doctor. So it's like a whole thing. Um, with that, uh, that time that you're doing there's not much time actually to ask the doctor. But what about this? What about this? So I must say I have gone in there with a list of questions and told the doctor, look, I want to find out about this because I've heard lots of things online. I've watched this video. What about this? What about this? So it's very important for you to ask the correct questions so that you have that peace of mind when you go out there. And while you're sitting there, it's happened to me, then I forget the questions. I don't know what I wanted to ask. It's out of my mind. So it's important what I do is I write down the questions. It has even happened to me that while I'm sitting there, and I'm still busy thinking about my question, and the doctor stands up and he wants to go and then I'll say, wait, 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 wait. I want to ask this and this and this. And then he sits again because I understand there the next guy must come in a few minutes. You only have those few minutes to ask the question. So try and make the most out of it. So some of the questions that you can ask is, doctor, do you have an idea what is causing this symptoms or what is causing maybe they've already discussed it, but I'm just few questions that you can think of. Are there any restrictions, dietary restrictions, exercise restrictions, or anything else that I must know of? It will help a lot. What level of physical activity should I take part in? Because it's still important that you stay active even if you have AFib. But what can I do? How let's say, how far can I run or cycle, or how intense must I have a watch that checks how my heartbeat goes, my heart rhythm. So it's important, those type of questions. And then um, maybe you must just tell him, I have these other conditions. Maybe you've already told him, I have this other conditions. How does that impact it? I have taken these other medications. How does that impact me? Then what is the best type of treatment for this? And let's say the progression. Sometimes they don't even want to go there. They just want to do maybe give medication or the cardioversion in the beginning, do that first, and then later on they'll get to, maybe if it doesn't work, then we'll go on with the other stuff. Then if you smoke or obese or have high blood pressure, or suffer from sleep apnea, just inform your doctor so that he knows, and ask him what his opinion is. And then there's an interesting thing. I'll maybe try and put it up on the screen. What is my CHADS2 stroke VAC score? So that can have an influence on the the chance that you may have a stroke. So that's important for you to know that. What is that score of yours? Then, if need to take medicine, what are the side effects? Because there's amiodarone. I hope I pronounce it correct. Amiodarone. One of that type of drug does have other side effects. For me, it was I had a lot of sunburn when I took that for only a short time. So ask those. Those are interesting or very important questions to ask. Maybe you can ask him, does he know, can I visit the website or can I get more information somewhere? And then also just small little questions that you can ask. You can also Google it, but it's also important to ask your doctor, can dehydration cause AFib on its own? They call it the holiday heart syndrome. You can also Google that, holiday heart syndrome. If you get dehydrated, there is a possibility that you can go into AFib. So, and then maybe, what can I do right now if I'm in AFib or I've previously been in AFib? What can I do now? Maybe he will say something like eat right, drink right, stress less. Those are let's say, the main things that he'll say. So those are just a few of the questions that can help you to make the most of your visit at the doctor, so that when you go out there, you are educated. So the other important thing is very important. You are the expert on yourself. So you know, I I've had this or I've had that, or um, when did I get the AFib? So you must know yourself so that you can help the doctor, so that he can best diagnose you and help you and show you what you must do, to try and get you to, let's say, in the AFib world, I've heard a lot of cures, but I don't know if there's a 100% cure. The ablations they talk about that, it's a sort of a cure. It has worked for me for a long period, for more than 16 years. But I went into AFib again. So there are a lot of questions that you can ask your doctor, but these are only a few that you can think of, but you can have your own questions. I'm going to see if I can put this list up. It is on my website, www.myafibr.com, but I think the link is not working at the moment, so maybe I can put it as a link below the video. If you want it, you can just mention, and then I will try and get it to you. And yes, stay AFib free for as long as you can.